Hey guys, welcome back to the Western Vocal channel of Siff Young Artist, where we nurture the artist in you. I'm Anirudh and welcome today to episode number 16 of our weekly live series that we do every Monday at 4 p.m., which is the Western Vocals Beginners course. So, for those of you who have been following us from the beginning, I would like to apologize to you because there have been quite a few breaks in the past couple of months because every Monday has been falling on mostly holidays. There was Dasara, then Diwali, and then there were a few other public holidays that came in between. So, we haven't been able to continuously do it, but hopefully, from now until Christmas, we are going to be going full stream ahead and without any breaks. Okay, so for those of you who are joining us for the first time, I would like to tell you that the Western Vocals Beginners course is basically an all-in-one basic course for anyone who wants to improve as a singer, especially in the Western vocal style. So we have started from session 1 way back in June, talking about melody, how to sing better, a lot of warm-ups, and then now we have come to a lot of rhythm parts. We completed the rhythm for singers topic of the course in the previous session, that was session number 15. So if you're joining us for the first time, make sure that after today's session you go back and watch all the previous 15 sessions so that you follow along well from here on. Okay, but today, if you are joining us for the first time, you're lucky because it's a brand new topic, so you will have a lot to gain even if you haven't followed us from the previous few sessions. Anyway, guys, so you can also find all the PDF, all the content in the description below. You can download the PDF that I show you guys for your reference from the description below. And for those of you who don't have it yet, get the Siff Young Artist app. You can get all the video content as well as the material that I'm sharing on the app as well. Okay, so without further ado, let's dive right in. Today is a very, very important topic that we're going to cover. We've covered melody, we've covered rhythm, and for the next few sessions, it's going to be more about your diction and how you can improve as a singer in terms of pronunciation, enunciation, clarity in your voice, and also the accent. So that is a very common question that I get from a lot of Indian singers, especially. How can I pronounce better when I'm singing in English? How can I get that accent, as we say? It's not very important that we sing in an American or a UK accent, but when we are singing those styles of music, it's better if we can bring in a few elements of how they sing it into our singing so it sounds more authentic. Okay, so now let's quickly let me share the PDF for this week. So it is the topic is improve your pronunciation, accent, and clarity as a singer. That's basically your overall diction as a singer, right? Okay, now the quick recap for this week is the common time signatures, which we covered a couple of weeks back before we had the break for Diwali. So common time signatures, guys, I just want to quickly tell you that if you want an in-depth understanding of it, please go back and watch our previous session. Everything has been covered in depth in the whole 30 minutes or so. But for now, all I want to tell you is there are three most common time signatures. 4x4 is by far the most common, when 95% of any pop, contemporary, film music that you listen to will be in 4x4. So any music that you can feel or count in 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That is in 4x4. Any music which feels like there is a beat missing and you feel it in more of triplets or threes, it is 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. That would be in 3x4. And 6x8 is another common time signature after 4x4 and 3x4, which is basically a triplet count, but it has two groups of threes, but much faster. It's counted as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So sometimes it's easy to get confused with 4x4 because you can count it as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You can group all those threes as one single beat. So I've talked about all of this in detail, so please go and watch the previous one. But for now, know that 1, 2, 3, 4. That is 4x4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. That's 3x4. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Whenever you feel the music or the count that way, that is 6x8. It just feels like a faster 3 counts. Okay. So cool, hope that's clear. Now I'll be sharing the PDF again. So today we have quite a bit to cover, and most of it is theoretical. So we will be reading from the PDF, and also I will be showing you guys what most of it means. Okay, so cool. So let's take a look at the first topic, which is basically to understand what are vowels and consonants. So guys, I think most of you would know this. Any A, E, I, O, U sounds, that is A, E, I, O, U, all these sounds are vowels. Okay, and every other sound like S or K or whatever, K, S, T, P, all of these are consonants. So while consonants are important to make sense of our speech, so as when we're speaking, right, it's very important to stress on the consonants. Say for example, even in the word speech, I am saying it as speech. If I don't stress on the p consonant sound, you won't make more sense of that word, right? But while singing, that's not the case. So yeah, it's easier to make sense of our speech. But vowels, A, E, I, O, U sounds are what carry the tone and resonance, especially for a singer. Okay, so the main way of how your tone sounds, what parts of your body resonate, and all of these matter with the vowel sounds mainly. Okay, and if you sustain a long note on any consonant, let's say K or a K sound, you probably won't be able to produce a very loud or nicely ringing sound. Okay, but if you try it with an A vowel or a A or a vowel, and you just relax your face, drop your jaw, and say ah, you'll have a more pleasant ringing sound. So let me show that to you. Say, for example, you have a word called park, okay, and it's ending on the K sound. So you can't stretch that sound, right? So park, unless you add a vowel sound of an a, park, only then you can stretch it. If it's just a t, t, or a k, k sort of sound, you won't get that nice ringing fuller sound. But if I just have the vowel, which is so if I'm just relaxing my face, I'm dropping my jaw, it's such a nice round ringing sound, right? And you can try this with a lot of other vowels as well. I, E, A, U. So all of these naturally lend themselves to like creating that resonance and that nice fuller sound. Okay, so now when you sing, you want to sustain your vowels rather than your consonants. That's what I showed you now. So this is what gives our voice a pleasant ringing sound. Okay, and it gives our voice more richness and resonance. So but how we shape our vowels will also have a large impact on our sound. So this is something that a lot of people don't think about. They think you can just say it as that's it, and no other way. But the shape of your mouth and how you shape your vowels can also add a different type of how the specific words or sounds are enunciated, guys. So let's say, for example, try sustaining an ah sound again, and then slowly moving your jaw. Okay, start with a very open and relaxed mouth, and then move towards a smile. So you will hear that the sound is changing, meaning it'll still be the same vowel, but you will perceive that the shade of it, or the way it sounds, the way it resonates within your what do you say, mouth and your throat cavity, all of that feels very different and sounds very different as well. So let's do that now. So overall, as a singer, you want to keep your vowels centered in the middle of your mouth. This means that the front vowels such as I or A will have to be opened up a little so that they resonate. So before we go there, let me just show this to you. If I'm doing if I try to do the sound but while smiling, and I change the shape of my mouth, the resonance completely changed, right? It was a fuller, brighter sound with Then it started feeling a little more heady and a bit nasal as I started changing the shape of my mouth. So this is very important to understand as a singer, how the shape of your mouth changes, how different vowels sound, the shade of it, in a sense that we're using a reference or a metaphor of a paint or a color. So there are different shades of red, different shades of blue, right? So in the same way, there are different shades of the same vowel. Okay, so now as we saw it, let me quickly go to the PDF again. So as a singer, you want to keep your vowel centered in the middle of your mouth. This means the front vowels such as I, A will have to be opened up a little so that they resonate more in the center. And the back vowels such as an oo or an o, by adjusting the shape of the vowel. For example, you might want to open up an I vowel by opening your jaw slightly and narrowing down an A sound by not spreading your lips, right? Say for example, an my jaw is moving down and it's a more fuller sound. And even for an a, I'm slightly spreading my lips and I'm not opening it narrow, like I'm doing a, okay. But for say these back vowels, it's more of adjusting the shape of your mouth and the vowel as well. So you or oo, you, ooh, ah is very different from ooh, you, o, right? So all of these give you a very, very different sound. So it's very important to understand how you are singing your vowels compared to your consonants. Okay, now adjusting your vowels becomes more important as you move through the different regions of your vocal range, which is passagios. Basically, you will have your chest voice, which is and then you'll have more of your mixed voice, which is and then you'll have a complete head voice and your falsetto regions as well, where so all of these places, the way you sing your vowel and the way you move, right? So the shape changes, all of it will help in navigating through these different areas of your voice. So that's very important as well. So by adjusting your vowels, it can help you sing in different parts of your register. Okay, because sometimes when you're singing lower, you might want to sing a specific vowel in a certain way, where I might be singing a with a more open mouth, but when I'm going higher, I'm stretching it a little more horizontally. So there may be a lot of ways to do it in different parts of your range. So that'll definitely help you navigate. And the last quick tip in this topic is to help you sing clearer. Just slow down every line and sing each word by sustaining or stretching it, so you feel every vowel and consonant in the line, and how your mouth shape changes. Don't mumble or slur any word. Of course, like, to improve your diction and enunciation as a singer, you will have to not mumble, right? So there is a whole genre of hip hop music which is called mumble rap, where you barely know what the singer is singing. The mumbling is more like it's very funny to listen to sometimes, but it is more of a vibe, as we call it in terms of hip hop. So that is a genre in itself. And also slurring is when you don't pronounce a word fully clearly, you just like sort of swallow a few syllables here and there with a word. So try not to do any of that, and just try to sing each line of a lyric very clearly. Say for example, the previous song we did, which was Count on Me, if we just take the chorus for now, slow it down fully. You can count on me like 1, 2, 3, and I'll be there. So if you observed how much my mouth moved in different parts, sometimes during a consonant, but mainly the movement horizontally, vertically, more open mouthed, all of that happened with vowels. So take these lines, if you've had issues with your pronunciation, and take any line and then try to sing it, slow it down, maybe stand in front of a mirror and then observe yourself. That will definitely help you out. Okay, so now the topic and the question I get a lot of times from a lot of my Indian students is this one, which is, how can I improve my accent and pronunciation of certain words? because when I sing, say, my favorite pop star song, the English song, it sounds more like an Indian singing it. And of course, there is no issue with you sounding like an Indian, because that is your root and you must be proud of how you speak. There's no shame in that. But then again, there can be a few things you can do, a few tips to follow, which can probably get you a little closer to how Western singer should sound. And trust me, even I had this issue, guys, like up till the age of like say 15, 16. And then when I started working on myself, started emulating my favorite singers, the best way to do it is just try to take like 4 lines of your favorite song and then just try to exactly slowly sing how that singer's singing it. Okay, initially just imitate and then you will start learning in the process. That's what I did. And then now I have worked with a lot of music producers and composers abroad, from the US, from the UK as well, and I have sung on their tracks. So they tell me that if I speak, I sound like an Indian, but when I sing, it does sound like someone from there doing a vocal recording. So that is something that can be very useful, especially if you want to sing Western music. So let me quickly show you this. Yeah. As singers singing predominantly in a Western style, but being from India, it is common to face issues with the accent and pronunciation of certain words and phrases. Here are a couple of quick tips to help you with this. Okay, so let's take a look at tip number 1. So stressing on certain consonants, which we call plosives or pop words. Okay, even the word pop has a plosive, that is the p. Similarly, the start of words such as think, true, etc. need to be stretched as well. Okay, but be sure to control these plosive sounds while recording or singing into a mic, as they can lead to a jarring effect. So guys, so what I mean by these plosive sounds or pop words is basically there are certain words, especially like these examples given here, the word pop itself, and sometimes with the think, the true, and all these sort of words, there needs to be a stress on the consonant sound, the main consonant sound. But you need to be careful while recording, if you are recording an English song, because if you say pop in a front of a mic, it'll take that it's called a, there is usually a pop filter that we have in front of the mic, but if you don't have it, then it can sound a bit jarring. So you need to take care of these plosives, but that's not the point here. So the main thing is, so when I'm singing, say let's take a random line, so with the word pop, okay, so let's take you pop my heart like a balloon. Okay, so I just made that up on spot. So when I'm singing it, you can say you pop my heart like a balloon, or when I'm singing it, it'll probably be you pop my heart, you popped. So it's not going to be pop, it's going to be popped, so that's, and again, so words like think or true, I'm not going to say I think today is a wonderful day. If I'm singing it, I think, it's going to be think, not think. It's think. Or if there is a line, say na, oh my love is true, it's not going to be oh my love is true, it's going to be oh my love is true. The it's almost like a ch sort of a sound, true. Yeah, so there are a lot of these words which happen, which are called these plosives or pop words, where if you stress on these specific accents, sometimes it does happen on the b or the k sound as well. Say even if there is a word like come on over, right? You're not going to sing it come on over. In most cases, it's going to be come on over, the k. It's not going to be k, it's going to be k. Okay, and yeah, so that is what I mean by these pop words or pop sounds. So please pay attention the next time you're listening to your favorite English song, and I'm sure you'll observe in each line there are going to be these plosive sounds which you need to stress to sound a bit more closer to pronouncing the words in the way that the singer is doing. Okay, cool. So now the second and more important one that I wanted to talk to you guys is to stop rolling your R's. Okay, so rolling your R's is a very, very, very common thing that happens to Indian singers, and it's don't bring your tongue forward towards your top set of teeth, but make it take it back towards the top of your mouth, not to stress on the R sound. Okay, so when I'm talking, I'm purposely stressing, right? Stressing, or I am rolling my R's. So that is like an exaggerated version of it, and a lot of Indians do speak like this, which is that ra sound where the tongue is coming to the front of my mouth behind my top set of teeth. You can just try it. Roll, roll. Okay, but when you're singing, say Western styles, more often than not, you're not going to be rolling your R's. Okay, so instead of saying rolling your R's, which is ra ra ra, the sounds that came, we'll say rolling your R's. Okay, or rolling your R's, rolling your R's. So you just like subdue that ra sound, rolling. You'll never hear. So rolling in the deep, right? It's gonna be rolling in the deep. So it's more of rolling, not rolling. So the r sound should not be there. Rather, it should be roar, where my tongue is actually going to the top of my mouth backwards. Not rolling, rolling. So just try it a few times, and I'm sure you will be able to get this. Okay, so cool. So the two things are the plosives and the rolling your R's, guys. So hopefully you guys have taken that, made a note of that, because it's very, very important to improve your pronunciation. Okay, now the last topic for today before we dive into the song again is going to be singing your lyrics crystal clear. We're going to take an example of a quick line and see how and where, like, see 5 different points where I'm observing how I'm singing, so that I pay attention to the pronunciation and how my vowel sounds are moving and so on. Okay, so singing the words to a song clearly and ensuring it is communicated properly to the listener is one of the most important skills for a singer to develop. Let's take a look at a few points now with the help of a small lyric to help us understand how we can achieve this. Okay, so the lyric is nighttime sharpens, heightens each sensation. Okay, I'm going to sing it now, but guys, the point I've mentioned above it is very, very important as a singer, especially if you're composing your own songs, singing your own songs, or even if you're covering someone else's song. It's your responsibility that you convey the message of the song, the lyric of the song, as clearly as possible to the person listening. So unless you do that, you cannot like, what do you say, become or like impact people as a singer, because I think 50% of your battle is won when you make your listener feel the lyric or the words you're singing. So communicating it clearly is very important. So one is of course in the lyric itself, and the other is in how you're singing it, how you're pronouncing it, how much clarity is there in your singing, right? So that's very, very important. So the line we have is nighttime sharpens, heightens each sensation, or nighttime sharpens, heightens each sensation. So anything, I mean, you can just sing it however you want. So one last time. Nighttime sharpens, heightens each sensation. Okay, so let's just take it that way. It doesn't matter what the melody or the tune is. It's more about how what are the points to note. Okay, so I just sang it now, but what would be the points to note if I am actually focusing on the lines that I'm singing? Okay, so let me cut to it. So the first point to note is the E sound in the word each is sung with a nice rounded shape of the mouth and not a stretched sound. So this adds more resonance and more clarity into how I'm singing. So the word heightens each sensation, each. So it's better to sing it as each. It's very common to do each each sen. So that works in a lot of ways. But if you want, say if it's a very important word in your lyric and you want as much clarity on it as possible, it's better to round up your mouths, the vowel sound more rounded, so that it's more clear. Heightens each sensation, rather than each sensation. It's still fine, but especially if it's an important word, you add that extra resonance by rounding up the shape of the vowel. Okay, so cool. Now the next point is the word sharpens has a nice vertical sound to it. It's not sideways. Again, this helps enunciate it better. So vowel sounds such as ah or e need to be sung with a nice rounded and vertical shape rather than stretched out. So this is again coming with the sharpens, sharpens, sharpens. Rather than sharpens, it's not horizontal, it's more rounded and vertical. Sharpens, sharpens. Okay, so it's going to be more of that vertical sound, especially for vowels like ah and sharpens, pens, sharpens. Even if you want to say pens, sharpens. Okay, so it's going to be more of a rounded vertical movement rather than here. Okay, cool. Now that is out of the way. This might look and sound funny, guys, but trust me, this is very, very important. Okay, so the next one is nighttime has both the end of the first and the start of the second word, that is the night and time, as a T sound, right? It's night and time. So the start ending of night and starting of time is the T sound, the T sound. So we need to not cut off the ends and make sure we enunciate each sound separately and clearly rather than joining them as one. Of course, this is again a personal choice, but if you want as much clarity, you wouldn't say nighttime, nighttime. You would say night time, night time, night time, or at least night time, night time, night time sharpens, not nighttime sharpens. It's not nighttime, right? It's night time, night time. Again, the stressing of the plosive, the time comes there. So that's another thing if you noticed. Okay, so that is with the word nighttime. And again, another thing with nighttime is that if you observe nighttime, the way it's sung, so even though the word night and time have only a single I vowel in them, when we sing it with two separate sounds. That is, I'm not singing it as night time. I'm singing night time, time, I. It's, even though it's just an I, it has that I and E sound as well. So this is very, very common. It just helps it enunciate both the words clearly, which is again called a diphthong. A diphthong is nothing but when you have a vowel sound, but it's actually being broken into two sounds rather than one. So it's not nighttime, night time. It's night time, night, especially in the word time. Time, it's not time, it's time. Okay, so in a lot of times you have these stretched out vowels which are called diphthongs when they're split into two. Okay, guys, so the last thing to note here, the fifth and final point, would be sometimes we need to exaggerate certain words or phrases while singing compared to when we speak. I think all of you knew this already. For examples, heightens each sensation, especially the word sensation is exaggerated to such an extent, right? You would never say, when speaking, you wouldn't say heightens, you would just say heightens each sensation. So it heightens each sensation, sensation. So apart from the melody notes jumping around, it's also about the shape of the vowel. So it's sung in a more exaggerated way. We wanted to stretch out that word sensation, okay? But you would not speak that way. I think this was a very common point, and this fits for most lyrics that you guys see. Okay. So now the final thing, a quick tip is to improve your enunciation. You can use some good old tongue twisters and try slowly singing them with focus on getting each word to sound clear. So if you don't want like songs in themselves, if you want some more exercises, you can just take some favorite famous tongue twisters and then slowly you can increase the speed, but make sure you focus on getting each word and sound correctly. So these are some of the examples. Hope you've read them. So now let me show them to you. Okay, let me read the first one. It's a box of mixed biscuits in a biscuit mixer. A box of mixed biscuits in a biscuit mixer. A box of mixed biscuits in a biscuit mixer. Okay, and How much would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck would chuck wood? Okay, so you see my mouth, the shape changes, the vowel sounds change a lot. How much would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck would chuck wood? Okay, the last one is the very famous one. She sells seashells on the seashore. On the sea, you can't do seashore, that won't allow more of the resonance to come. So seashore, but if it's starting on an e, each rather than each. Okay, she sells seashells on the seashore. Okay, so cool, hope you guys have fun with working around these things. Okay, so cool guys, now I know you've all been waiting to go back to the song. This was a much requested song by quite a few of you, and I'm more than happy to teach this to you guys. So we have I'm Yours by Jason Mraz. That is the song we did, and I think the last class we just looked at the chorus. So it's a very fun song, very nice song to sing, and it's very rhythmic in nature as well. It has a lot of rhythmic vocal parts. So we ended the rhythm part of the course last class, so I think that was a great segue into doing this song. So this song we will be doing for at least 2 to 3 more classes. So you can have a look at the chorus here, which is so I won't hesitate no more, no more. It cannot wait, I'm sure. So let's quickly, now that you have the lyrics in front of you, I hope you guys have memorized it because we did it quite a few times last class. Let's take a quick recap of how it's sung. I'll sing it once and then I want you guys to repeat it, okay? Each line. This is just the chorus. So I won't hesitate no more, no more. Your turn. So it cannot wait, I'm sure. Your turn. So guys, here again, I have told you this in the last class, there are a lot of diphthongs you see here as well. Hesitate, hesitate. It's not hesitate, it's hesitate. And cannot wait, I'm sure. So that's more of that harkat, as we call it, that variation in the end. There's no need to complicate, our time is short. Your turn. There's no need. This is our fate, I'm yours. Your turn. This yours. Okay, I'm just directly giving you guys the second chorus because the first chorus is just half of this, just 2 lines, and then the second chorus has all 4 lines. So now once let's do it with you guys seeing the lyrics and singing along with me as well. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. So I won't hesitate no more, no more. It cannot wait, I'm sure. There's no need to complicate, our time is short. This is our fate, I'm yours. So between line 2 and line 3 there's not much gap at all. I'm sure there's no need. So it's just like a direct, I'm sure there's no need to. So there's not much gap at all. So it's your responsibility to do your breath control, take a larger breath before you sing the second line, so you can continue on till the third one. Okay, so the chorus is done, I'm assuming. Now let's go to the first verse. So this is a very unique song where verse 1 and verse 2 have a different sort of a melody and a structure to them. So let's do verse 1 today. It's again a very rhythmic and very fun section to sing. So yeah, this is the verse. So let me quickly show you how it's done with the lyric. So it's done with 1, 2, 3. Well, you done me and you bet I felt it. I tried to be chill, but you're so hot that I melted. I fell right through the cracks. Now I'm trying to get back. Okay, I'll slow it down and sing it again once more. Well, you done me and you bet I felt it. I tried to be chill, but you're so hot that I melted. I fell right through the cracks. Now I'm trying to get back. So a few points to note here is the word well you done. It's like a well you done. It's more like a very folky country way of singing. Well, you done me in, you bet I felt it. So na 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 na. I tried to be chill, but you're so hot that I melted. Again, a very similar rhythm. Na 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 na. In the next two lines, slow down in rhythm. I fell right through the cracks. So it's more spaced out from line 3, and then now I'm trying to get back. So it has that back, that variation in the end, the harkat sort of singing. Okay, so now repeat after me once, guys. Well, you done me and you bet I felt it. Your turn. I tried to be chill, but you're so hot that I melted. Fell right through the cracks. Your turn. Now I'm trying to get back. You. Okay, so now let's sing all the first 4 lines together. 1, 2, 3. Well, you done me and you bet I felt it. I tried to be chill, but you're so hot that I melted. I fell right through the cracks. Now I'm trying to get back. Okay, so guys, so another important thing to note here is that how rhythmically interesting this song is, right? The first 2 lines have a lot of syllables, lot of words, na 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 na, sung in more of a staccato style, as we've done staccato legato before. And then lines 3 and 4, immediately there is a contrast which is brought in, the tension and release sort of a thing, where there's a lot of stretched notes, a lot of release, and yeah, like it just sounds very nice when you sing those 4 lines together. The next 4 lines are pretty much the same. I think the way it's written there is sort of wrong in the lyric sheet. Sorry about that. It's basically the first 2 lines in the lyric sheet are the first line. So this is how it's going to sound. Before the cool down run out, I'll be giving it my bestest. So before the cool down run out, I'll be giving it my bestest. Nothing's gonna stop me but divine intervention. So the first 2 lines are 1 line, and then the third line is 1 line, and then the last line is basically where you split it into 2 of the slower stretched out ones. I reckon it's again my turn to win some or learn some. So the way this is sung is slightly different to now I'm trying to get back. But here it is, to win some or learn some. That's a slight variation in the melody. Okay, so now sing it after me. It's very similar to the first 4 lines, but just with that slight variation in the end. 1, 2, 3. Before the cool down run out, I'll be giving it my bestest. Your turn. Nothing's gonna stop me but divine intervention. I reckon it's again my turn to win some or learn some. Okay, so now let's sing it together. 1, 2, 3. Before the cool down run out, I'll be giving it my bestest. Nothing's gonna stop me but divine intervention. I reckon it's again my turn to win some or learn some. Okay, guys, that sounded lovely. So now what I want us to do is basically sing all of it together, the verse 1, and then I directly want us to go to the second chorus, right? So I won't hesitate no more. It cannot wait, I'm sure. There's no need to complicate. Our time is short. This is our fate. I'm yours. Okay, so let's try that together. Okay, guys, ready? 1, 2, 3, from the verse till the chorus. 1, 2, 3. Well, you done me and you bet I felt it. I tried to be chill, but you're so hot that I melted. I fell right through the cracks. Now I'm trying to get back. Before the cool done run out, I'll be giving it my bestest. Nothing's gonna stop me but divine intervention. I reckon it's again my turn to win some or learn some, but I won't hesitate no more, no more. It cannot wait. I'm yours. There's no need to complicate. Our time is short. This is our fate. I'm yours. So the way he sings I'm yours part varies in different sections, but we just took the first verse and the second chorus here because the second chorus has more number of lines compared to the first one. So guys, that's it for today's session. I really love doing this song and I really think a lot of you would be enjoying this song as well. So it has a lot of rhythmic interest in it, and this and the previous one, Count on Me, are not as easy as the songs before that, right? So we have taken it up a notch. So I need all of you to practice as much as you can. Next week we will be moving to verse number 2 and singing verse 1, one chorus, and then verse 2 and another chorus. So you better be prepared for that. So yeah, as always, find all the material in the description below or on the Siff Young Artist app. I'll see you next Monday at 4 p.m. for episode number 17 of the Western Vocals Beginners